Hey guys, I wanted to make a video talking about some things that I think new players might struggle with in the FGC. Things that I struggled with when I was a new player, and things that I just think need to be a little circulated more around the community to concepts and stuff like that, rather than just focusing on combos, Oki, set play, and whatnot. The first one is when you're being rushed down like this, right? Say this is a frame, like a sequence that Ryu's doing to you, just without the Hasho, hold on. That, right? So he's doing that to you. Typically, I think a lot of new players in this situation would try to, like, they're probably mashing here, right? So that loses. Let me make it like that. So they're probably mashing here, and that's a problem because, one, that's a frame trap, but two, that's a punish counter, and now you die, right? Like, this is no good. You don't want this. Nobody wants this. But it's kind of ingrained in our brains, or at least it is, I think, for a lot of new players, to press this button when you are close to your opponent, and press this when you're a little farther out, and press this for damage, right? And that's a good way to play the game, but you're not fully. It's not it's not giving the feeling of the game is what I'm trying to get across very well. So just what I want to say is, in moments like that, try to notice these little pauses, right? Because in this sequence, if Ken does nothing here, in this sequence, boom, there's a pause, right? Ryu's -1, and in a match, you can notice these little pauses, and in these little pauses, this is where you need to take action, because there's a lot of characters in the game that have like -1, -2, right? Setups, and they're pushed back far. And if you don't take advantage, or they can be pushed up close too, but the point is, if you don't take advantage of those moments to take your turn back, you're in serious trouble. Like this. Like, I'm -3 here. If you let me just pressure, like, brother, I'm going to keep pressuring you. You have to, like, throw me or mash a button, right? Stop me from doing things. Like, start your offense because mine took a break. And if you try to take a little mental note of these moments, I think you can improve a lot. But specifically in situations like this, if Ken mashes a light here, right, as I showed, he can die for it. But if he does a medium heavy kick, or medium kick, crouching medium kick, it beats my standing heavy punch. See? And that is super, super strong. And again, I don't know if a lot of new players would think, or at least I didn't as I was a new player. I remember getting like mixed by camis online all the time, and it drove me insane. And Jamie's, oh my gosh. But I didn't think to like do a slower button because my brain was like, oh, that's slow. It's gonna get like counter hit, right? That's not good. But it doesn't. It's not just for beating shimmies like when they like walk back, right? It can work in a lot of these like spacing sequences too if they try to keep their offense going. Obviously, I mean, Ryu can probably do something against that to beat your medium kick, and then you should go back probably to mashing lights. But yeah, there's that. And then another thing was right here. Typically in this game, Street Fighter 6 specifically, this isn't about fighting games. If a character goes from one strength of button to another, it won't be a combo, and it won't be a true block string either. So if I do this, right, like that, that's not true, and there's a giant gap down there that you can see. So if I make Ken here, let's have him fuck me up. Watch. So if I try to do another button after this light, a medium, a heavy, I get beat, and that's not fun. But it works the same way if I do any other buttons. If I do heavy punch, I mean light punch, nope, heavy punch, medium punch, that just whiffs. Now it gets hit. Yeah, so that doesn't work, and this is another example of those pause moments I was talking about, because in pressure, right, if you see someone like do this, this is a gap that you can just see. But if you see someone do like this, right, you can make a mental note of like, oh, okay, like there's probably a gap there. You know what I mean? And that works for anyway. If they do this, like this, there's definitely a gap there, and you can mash not always the same button, but there is probably a button you can mash to get out of that situation. And I don't know. I think the moral of what I'm trying to say and the whole like point is just to try to have a little more focus on the little pause moments that play out in matches, because I think those pause moments are what leads to the most awareness and growth. And yeah, that's it.
Later.